Hey everybody, welcome to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, the show about anything and everything because it's our show. I'm here with Juan.
Hey.
And Jay.
Hello, guys.
And welcoming to the show again, Dennis. Welcome,
Hey,
sir.
what's up? Hi.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. And this is our theme music. Hey everybody, welcome back to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, Season 4, Episode 8.
Sean's quick on the draw right there.
You know what? Here's the thing. I gave him a little bit of time and I don't know what he was waiting for. So I just went. I clicked it. I did it.
It was like watching Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and you had like this mini Mexican standoff, and then Sean pulled it.
Well, Juan
Sean
lost.
pulled the trigger.
Yes. Well, hey, Juan, I'm sorry that you lost. But if you want, look, we'll start over. We'll start over. And this is our theme music.
Ready? It's Dennis, not Juan. Fuck you, Juan. Ready?
Hey, these lyrics definitely got an upgrade. You know what? Yes, I like these lyrics better. Well, this episode's a little bit different because normally we reserve our episodes for reviews with a little bit different of an opening. But this episode will primarily focus on the Squid Game. So from this point forward, if you have not seen the Squid Game, fast forward to like an hour and a half from now.
All right, Juan, make sure you fast forward.
I will see you guys.
Yeah.
I will see you guys in an hour.
Bye, Juan. Hey, thanks for doing research on your own fucking show.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, that's true.
Hey, what can I say? Fuck you.
So anyway, if you haven't seen the Squid Game, stop the podcast now and go and watch it because we're going to talk about it. There's going to be spoilers. So you've been warned. You have been warned. With that said, hey, Juan, are you the only one on the podcast who hasn't seen the Squid Game?
I've seen it. Fucking old man is rude.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about Dennis.
Hey.
Right,
I want to say
right
you're
to
roughly
the
same
twist. Like right to the
Ouch.
main twist. We can't even build to it.
Yeah, geez. So anyway, if you're still on and you're still listening to us because Juan's a rude jerk, then you should know that the Squid Game is a show on Netflix. It's taken the internet by storm. It is a Korean drama about some cash-strapped individuals who take part in children's games in order to win. I don't know, what is that, like $50 billion that guy wins? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's like 45 billion won. And I don't know like the won to dollars like exchange rate, but
I'm
I
going to
think
assume it's 1-to-1.
whoa. So you can be as rich as Jeff Bezos.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos, he recruited William Shatner.
William Shatner. And we're back to this shit again.
Hey,
Well,
I
that's
saw a picture of William Shatner in his space like gear, ready to go with the three other people that are going up in the Jeff Bezos spaceship with him.
Yeah.
And he's wearing a gold like captain's shirt and they're all wearing the red shirts.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like they're going to die.
So
I'm not kidding. I don't know if that was a joke or what, but they're all going to die up there.
Dennis, a very important question to ask you. Last week we had a debate about it, but would you trust him in the spaceship?
I wouldn't trust that motherfucker as far as I could throw him up in space. He's an actor, okay? He's not a real
Good
space
thing there's
captain.
no gravity in space, man.
So I could throw him forever. He would just keep going.
Just Dennis would seem like the Hulk.
No, but you motherfuckers talk like he's going to be the one piloting the fucking penis rocket. He's not. He's just another fucking passenger.
Juan,
Piloting the Penis Rocket is the podcast that I do on weekends.
anyway, so yes, the Squid Game, where you win 50 or 49 billion won, which translates, I would hope, to $45 billion, because what if that translates to like $500,000 in America? Is any of that even worth it?
No, I think it's got to be at least $500 million, like 500 million or something like that. I don't know. I'm talking out of my butt here, but how much would it take for you guys to go through the Squid Games?
Here's the
like
thing.
American money.
Well, so I thought about this. Me personally is that I don't think, like, who keeps loaning someone money so that they get in such debt? Like, this one of the characters on this show is like almost $1 billion in debt. Like, who keeps loaning this guy money? Like, it's just like,
Don't know.
but I don't think, I mean, without knowing, I don't get into a slapping contest in the subway. Like, and like some guy goes, "Hey man, you want to play this game for money?" I go, "No, you trying to rape me?" No.
If I was a participant in the Squid Game, I would want to be that dude, the recruiter, because that just seems like the funnest job.
The whole time. Go ahead, Dennis. Sorry.
No, you'd be the slap captain. That's your gig, is you hang out in subway stations, get ready to slap some people.
Yeah. I think the thing is, when I watched the recruitment segment, I go, man, that guy would have been fucking a killer Pog player. Like,
yes. Yeah. So so for Juan, because you're the only one here that hasn't seen it, in order to be recruited into the Squid Game, you're approached by some rando dude on the subway, and they play this game where you've got like this, it's like a square Pog. That's basically what it is. Like a big, the size of your cell phone. You've got one, he's got one. You put it on the ground and you try to hit his Pog with your Pog. And if it flips, you win. And if he flips yours, he wins. And if the recruiter wins, he gets to slap you. And Juan, I don't even need a reason to slap you. But if you want to try playing it, let's do it. You and me, buddy.
Let's do it, old man.
All right.
God damn.
Prepare to get slapped.
yeah. It's So as Dennis described, in order to get recruited to the Squid Game, you have to owe who knows how much money, and basically on the run from the mob. And then you get recruited by some guy in a very nice suit who will slap you if you lose. Now, the other thing is that, so this show follows, and I'm going to butcher all of these actors' names because I don't know Korean. Oh my God,
the main character is Gi-hun.
Yes, Gi-hun. You follow him in his story, kind of through dealing with his family problems, even his childhood friend who he grows up to idolize and is very successful. Dennis, you want to help me out with that name too?
Sang-woo.
Thanks, man. Yep. Sang-woo, who is very successful, and you watched him kind of go through all these games. Now, in the Squid Game, you play a total of 6 games, with the final game being the Squid Game itself. So, the Squid Game, which I had never heard of. You guys hear of the actual Squid Game?
No.
All the time. Yeah.
It's like hopscotch, but like,
it's like hopscotch.
With crazy ass rules.
Yeah, it's like hopscotch and rugby.
Yeah, it's the rugby version of hopscotch.
It's hopscotch from Australia. Oi! Full contact.
So how much time does it have to pass until we start seeing the Squid Game in the Target game board aisle?
I don't know, man.
It's more of a playground game, I think, right? Like you'd play it like, the actual Squid Game is something you'd probably like take chalk or whatever and like draw out the squid figure on the pavement. Yeah. So if they sell chalk at Target, then maybe.
Or you just
trust me, somebody's probably already trying to think of a way to come up with a board.
I'm sure it'll be the next milk crate challenge on TikTok. But
I think Milton Bradley's working on the Squid Game.
Yes. Yeah. So after they all get recruited, there's like over, I want to say like 500 players in a single game.
456.
It's 456. That was Gi-hun's number. He was the last one.
Yes, he was. I assumed there was 500 because I thought I missed some other people. Anywho,
no.
Yeah. For somebody that's watched it and criticized me for not watching it, you sure are relying on the old man a lot to pronounce fucking names and to fill in the story gaps. What gives,
Sean, what's up with that?
Yeah, you don't do anything else, Sean. You don't write all the show notes and put together the podcast and have a full-time job.
Hey, Juan, are you saying that you mean that I'm not allowing the guests to add content? I feel like maybe we should just replace Dennis with you. In fact, if you don't say anything else for the rest of the episode, I think we'll be good. So, so they all get recruited, and these 456 players all get recruited because they all owe a whole bunch of money, and so they get kidnapped. They get picked up in these. They all go to these places, get in a van, they get put to sleep.
They get invited and they willingly go.
Right.
They're not actually kidnapped. Well, they're gassed, but they.
I mean, well, no one. I didn't hear them. Well, you're right, Jay, because no one said, "Hey, player, I'm picking you up." And so I guess they didn't get kidnapped. But yes, they all get invited and they all willingly go and they get into a van where they are gassed and put to sleep and they all wake up with these really nifty tracksuits on, answering to some other guys in onesies with shapes on their face.
Yes.
I thought they were Teletubbies, but they were not. Now there's a weird hierarchy here. These guys in red jumpsuits, they have either triangles or squares or circles. And if I understand their hierarchy correctly, the squares are like they're managers, they're the bosses. The circles are the grunts. They kind of walk around, do all kinds of stuff. And the triangle guys, who I don't know what they do. What do they do?
Soldiers.
They're the machine gun guys.
Oh, they get the guns. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
And like the hierarchy doesn't really end there because then the leader of these guys, he has a mask too. It's like a weird face mask.
Yeah, he's the front man. He's called the front man.
Yeah, it reminds me of Tenet, where the main character was just called the protagonist.
Awesome.
So that was like his name. I love that movie. It was great.
That's a good movie.
But yeah, so they all get there, and of course they all wake up. They're disoriented, and they have no idea like what the hell's going on or what to expect. So,
but they're all desperate, right? Like they kind of. This is their last chance to either get out of debt, possibly, or I mean, it's better than whatever they were doing before they got there.
Yeah. For right now, for
well,
right
that's
now.
what they think now. Yeah,
yeah.
Let's play some games, whatever.
And Gi-yong, right? That's the main guy. The main guy. Gi-hoon. Whatever. I want to apologize right now because I'm gonna screw this up for the rest of the episode. He is poking around, seeing who's all there, and he sees his childhood friend. He's like, "Dude, what the hell are you doing here? You graduated first year class MIT, business guy. Why are you in here with me? I'm a lowlife." And he's like, "You don't want to know what I'm doing in here." And so but it turns out that like his friend, Dennis, you want to help me out with his name again? Sang-woo. His friend.
Yeah, he was an investment manager. Yeah, is what he did. Like he went to business school at the big university in South Korea, in Seoul, I guess. And out of all the kids, that he was rolling with in his childhood growing up, Sang-woo kind of like made it big. Like he was the success story, basically.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dennis. Juan, you keep doing that thing you're doing back there. Yep, You're on mute. Appreciate it. And so then as they kind of get their bearing straight, then the first game starts. And it seems innocent enough.
Right.
It seems innocent enough. They explain the rules. The first rule of the Squid Game is that if the first rule, oh my God.
Do not talk about Squid Game.
Do not talk about Squid Game.
That's right.
Don't get them wet.
Don't feed them after midnight.
Don't feed them after midnight. There is a contract, and that contract has 3 clauses. Clause number 1 is that a player is not allowed to stop playing. A player who refuses to play, the second clause, a player who refuses to play will be eliminated. And the third and final clause of the contract for the Squid Games is if all players agree to stop playing, the games are allowed to end. And by the game, they mean the entire game, the whole thing. So the promise of the Squid Game is that as players are eliminated, they put money in a big pot for them. Each player that loses basically adds, I want to say, a million won or 50 million won, a large amount of money in the pot for them. And so they explain this to them and they put them into the first game, which seems innocent enough. The first game that they play is red light, green light. Juan, have you played red light, green light before?
Yes, I have, but not where I get shot.
What? Yeah. It's more interesting that way.
Oh, you should really try it.
I bet you motherfuckers would want me.
Well, I thought, I'm being honest. I thought with your condition of ligma that when you played red light, green light, and you failed, you would take a shot in the mouth. Is that one of the things that you play?
No, that's the game that you and Jay play.
Oh my God, it's got graphic.
So yeah,
I don't remember seeing that.
Are you sure? So he has a rare ligma condition. So now when they talk about the guys, the players being eliminated in the games and they're playing red light, green light, it all seems very innocent on the surface. And then and this for me is where I think the show hooked me, is where the little crazy like 18-foot like China doll thing turns around, his head turns around like The Exorcist and goes, green light, and everyone is a little confused, and some people run. And then she says red light, and people don't stop because they think it's a game and they think they're going to be eliminated like they are in school. But then they are shot in cold fucking blood.
Yeah, they get murked by like some snipers or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is brutal.
Fucked up.
It is. And then it gets even worse because the first gunshot just kind of sets off chaos, and they all just kind of run in multiple directions. And then I go, I don't know what the fuck I would do. I think... My training from the concrete jungle, as Juan would like to call it, is that I stay on the ground and I don't move until I stop, the gunshots stop.
Well, at that point, it's like mob mentality. You see a bunch of people running, you're going to run too. Like a lot of people in the back, they probably didn't know that someone got shot, and they're just running because other people were running, and then they just get shot.
That's horrible.
It is. They cleared out at least half of the players in the first game.
Yeah, which is, oh my God, which is, again, this is just the first game. So now like, after you watch this happen, and I think they have 5 minutes to get all the way across. So this little crazy like 18-foot doll is going to just in periodic bursts just turn around and go red light, green light, until either everyone's eliminated or they've crossed this line to be safe. And so there's a couple things going on here. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have done theory crafting or looked at any of the theories and stuff, but if you're a very diligent TV watcher, then you might have noticed some stuff that like plays bigger parts in the episode. Like this robot thing has like a laser grid that it's looking at, and it's highlighting people. And I didn't notice that this one person wasn't highlighted. I think Juan knows who this person is.
Yes.
Juan.
Number one.
What?
Number one.
Well, what's his name?
Bobby Hill.
That's pretty close.
I'm not gonna butcher his name like that.
His name is Ilnam.
Yes.
And he is the number one player. He's also like in his 70s. He's like a super.
I feel like 70s is the thing of being gracious. I feel like he's like almost 99.
Well, I think the actor
William Shatner age.
Oh no, he's not as old as William Shatner. I think the actor is in his 70s. I could be wrong.
He's pretty spry for 70,
Yeah. Well, yeah. So yes. So like Dennis said, there is like this 70-plus-year-old man on this field of people who are being murdered like left and right, like literally falling at his feet, and he is having the time of his fucking life.
Giant grin on his face as he's playing the game.
Yeah, it is.
Now, did you guys notice it in the very beginning? And did you think, hey, he's just happy because he's surviving? Or did you think this motherfucker has more to do?
Well, no, because they kind of present him as a little, he's kind of slipping into senility a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As an older guy, that's kind of how they set him up when he first meets Ji-hoon.
Yeah, and he has
so I thought
the tumor in his head.
Right. Yeah. I thought he was just like, he doesn't know where he's at, or he probably thinks he's a kid, or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't have any inkling that like that anything additional was going on with him. My wife, however, was like, "There's something up with that old guy." And I was like, "Why?"
He's not on the laser grid.
Well, no.
Trust no one.
No, because he goes, look at everybody else on, like, he's the oldest person there. Like, there's not even any other old people there, like him. And I'm like, yeah, it makes sense, but I mean, like, maybe this is just one of the quirks of their story. Who knows? And so, we go through the first game, and after that first game, I was intrigued. Like, I was ready to watch the next set of episodes. So, and it really, really hooked me. Juan, do you have any favorite parts of this episode? Just out of curiosity.
Not that episode, but episode 6 was my favorite.
Was it now? Was it?
Yes. I would pick you, knowing very well.
Damn,
thanks,
dude.
man. Thanks, man. You're great. Now.
You're welcome, man.
So at the end of this game, like Jay said, they had eliminated over half of the contestants, and so then it gasses those people. If you're left over, you're like freaked out, like what the fuck did I just get myself into? And then B, they show them all the money which they were promised. So because they were all freaked out, they all go for a vote, right? Now, if you remember, as I mentioned earlier, they go, "Hey, man. We got to get the hell out of here," because I didn't realize that I was going to be playing with my life. I thought I'd be eliminated and get back on the bus and go home.
Just gas me and take me back to my house.
Yeah. But if you remember, if you've been paying attention,
that's just a Tuesday.
Juan, Juan, are you admitting that you have gassed people and then put them back at their
It's
apartment?
called a
What do you-
Ledesma Dutch oven, and it,
Yeah, I've been in a car with Juan when he's gassed me, and it's
Jesus.
unpleasant.
Yeah, he locks the windows.
I woke up. I was in a tracksuit. I was playing some stupid games.
But so the shock of that first game, it forces a vote of all the players who are still left over to say, wait a minute, I don't think I want to play this game anymore. And so true to their word, the organization that is putting this game together says, well, if you guys want to vote, here you go. And the vote comes down to one person, and I don't remember who that person is because I watched this a week ago.
It was Ilnam, the old man.
The old man.
Yeah. So that kind of is the mislead, right? So if you think there's something up with him, well, he doesn't want to be there. He voted no. He voted to leave. He was the last one.
That's
You know,
true.
when I watched it, I thought he was going to vote yes because I was like, he has that
Yes.
too. He has nothing to live for.
He don't
Yeah,
care.
he doesn't give a shit. And then he chose to end it, and I was like, oh wow.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I go, and then again, my wife goes, see, there's something up with that guy because I thought he was going to vote. Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm just going, nah, man, he's just an old man. He's like, oh man, I fucked up. Although he did like he had a really, really good time.
Yeah, he had a great time, dude.
So
he didn't get shot in the face. That's why.
not like Juan. So then they all get back on the bus. They all get gassed up and put back in their apartment, a la Juan Ledesma Dutch oven style.
Trademark. bitch.
and they get back into the real world. And then shortly after, like some of the other characters meet up with each other. They have interactions back out in the real world. Like one of the other characters that was also there, and I can't say her name. Let's see
Who?
here. She's the girl that stole the 4 million won from
The pickpocket.
Sae-byok.
yeah, the pickpocket. Yeah, so
Sae-byok. She is a North Korean defector.
yes. No. Juan asked last week if when we saw this we thought it was in North Korea or South Korea because he.
No, I know. I just said which Korea.
Sure, okay. If you don't want to admit to whatever he said, that's fine. But yes, that's right. She came from North Korea down to South Korea because she thought things would be better. But yeah, so they get back in the real world and then they start to address some of their problems again. So the MIT graduate, I realized he didn't graduate from MIT, but that's the best way I can describe it. He ends up with another player who I don't know why his name is Ali. It really bothers me, but he's like, did he say he's from Pakistan or
Yeah, he's
India?
Pakistani.
But his name is Ali, and it really bothers me.
Yeah.
And I just feel like
That's like John
His name is Ali
Smith.
Abdul.
yeah.
Like that was not very creative.
It's just I don't think they put a lot of thought into that.
No.
And then those two get paired together, and you kind of think, oh, hey, this the MIT graduate is going to be a super nice guy. He's like helping this Ali guy out who is clearly just falling on hard times and ended up in the game somehow. So he lends him 10,000 won.
10,000 won, yeah.
To not even, he just gives it to him. Here, you take this money, and he goes back to his wife and family, and like, hey, I got part of this game, but don't worry, I'm gonna go get my money. We're gonna get all this stuff figured out.
Yeah.
The main guy, I want to call him the red haired guy, but that'd be spoiling it.
Don't spoil it. He gets red hair at the end for some reason. Gi-hoon.
Gi-hoon, he goes back home. He tries to settle back in and just figure out how he's gonna make up this money that he owes all these mobsters. And he actually gets him back with the pickpocket. Sae-byok? What did you say?
Sae-byok, yeah.
Sae-byok. And so then after like maybe like, I don't know, 20 minutes out in the real world, I felt like they get into some more trouble. Gi-hoon meets the old man, the old man. Can I call him Mr. Feeney? I feel like he's Mr. Feeney. Can I?
You could.
The Korean Mr. Feeney.
Ilnam or Ilnam is his name.
Oh, fine. Ilnam, Mr. Feeney. And he actually runs into Gi-hoon and he's like, hey, man. He's like, hey, old man, what the hell are you doing in there? And he's like, I don't know, man. I was just kind of living my life in there, doing my thing. We should all go back, right? It'd be awesome. Dope, right? We all just
Let's
went back.
do it. You want to go back, right? I want to go back. Let's all go back. Come on.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know, man. Probably, maybe. And then fucking lo and behold, they all get invited back.
Everybody wants to go back. And that episode is episode 2. You remember the name of it? When they all go back to the real world?
Squid Games, The Return.
It's called Hell. Because the real world is worse, it turns out, than what they were up against when they were in the Squid Game.
Getting shot in the face?
Apparently, then getting shot in the face. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's true.
Gi-hoon's mom gets sick. Like they find out she's diabetic and she can lose her feet. Like, so the stakes really
she's diabetic.
Rise up. And for all of them.
I'm sorry, you said she glues her feet?
Yeah.
No.
If you're diabetic, if you got I think it's type 1 diabetes, you have to glue your feet together. You didn't know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you do, I guess. I'm not a doctor, but yeah.
I'm actually on WebMD right now, and I can confirm those words.
You glue your feet.
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
So yeah, that is right. That second episode is called Hell because that is true. Because Gi-young, he finds out that his mom is diabetic.
Yeah.
The pickpocket,
she needs an operation.
Yeah.
Se-byuk, she gave money to some guy to like do her brother
it was
is
to
at
get
an
her little
orphanage
brother
or whatever, to get her brother out of the orphanage, and he kind of screwed her over, and she was like gonna stab him with a knife, and she needs that money to help her brother out.
Hey,
yes.
I had watched a video of theories that everybody's death was foreshadowed when they went back.
Yeah.
And she was one of them, where she threatens somebody with a knife and then later on dies by getting stabbed.
Well, she threatened someone by almost cutting his throat.
How did she die?
Like she threatened to cut his throat, and then that's how she died. And then the thug,
and then
I think he jumped over a bridge.
He to get away from. So he was a gangster. So Deoksu, he's like this big, like bad guy, kind of rough and tumble criminal type of guy in the Squid Game, and he turns on his other gangster friends, and they find out about it, and they want to come kill him. And in order to get away from him, he jumps off of this bridge into this water, and that's how he dies. He falls during the glass bridge game. It's all connected. This was all very well thought out. This whole thing, the guy who directed and wrote this is a goddamn genius.
Yeah, it's this reminds me of Lost before you got to the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, this is like Lost at its peak, where like the end actually it all connects in a way that is meaningful. It makes me want to rewatch it. Like if I had time to rewatch it again, I would, and I would be just as excited to go through it.
Yeah.
But yes.
By the way, my wife would like me to point out that Sang-woo is a little bitch.
He is.
No, he's actually
I don't
the
care if
smartest player.
He's the smartest player, according to her. He's a little
Dude
bitch.
takes a journey, though. Dude takes a journey, and it's tough to watch. It's a hard.
Yeah.
You do end up like hating him for what he has to do, but he's doing what he has to do, right? Like,
yeah, I think. Yeah, no, I agree. So it's funny, and Sir Sang-woo, for those who are playing along at home, the Sean version of this game, that's the MIT student.
Yep. If you speak Sean, let me translate.
Yeah.
That's Sang-woo. He's the investment manager.
Yeah, and he owes like all this money from stealing it from clients essentially, and from the business. So yes, and again, I think that's another very very well written character, because I think he was trying to play the game smart and to his own advantage, and like Jay said, I think he was aside from the old man, I think he's one of the smartest players in the game. Like I'm gonna call him Dragon Face Tattoo Guy. That's the thug, the gangster.
Yeah, Deoksu.
Dennis, what's his what's his real
Snake
name
Face.
for
Snake
Dragon
Face.
Face Tattoo?
Snake
Deoksu
Face.
is the name of the character.
Dennis is going to be my translator from now on.
Yeah.
And then Dennis actually watched and took notes. The rest of you guys have turned into me, so fuck you. Dennis, thank you for preparing.
I do what I can.
Thanks, man. So
Thanks for carrying the show.
Now you guys know how I feel.
I have no idea how you feel, because we're all contributing except
What?
you.
No.
Anyway, so
No,
So
but every
anyway,
once in
I
a while,
contributed. I pointed out that the old man's a bad guy. Fuck you.
and then every once in a while he does say, "Fuck you."
yes, that's true. That's right.
Just kind of comes in there and goes, "You're a bitch." That's like his thing.
Okay, you're making me sound a lot cooler than I am.
You fucking
First off-
idiot. So
First off, I never talking to the fucking
Sean,
microphone
you
like
fucking
you do.
idiot.
So second off, Fuck you.
I feel like he's filling out your application for the show, Dennis. So anyway,
how's my audition going?
All funny. It's all fun and games. I you know what?
You know, I thought, Juan, you weren't talking because he had a
Did
big
you say a
ghost
glow
stick in your
stick
mouth.
in his mouth? You're not supposed to do that, Juan. Get that thing out of there.
Fuck you.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah, enunciate.
yeah.
Ghost
Well,
dick.
it's a rumor I heard today that every time it's a rumor I heard today that anytime in October that you yawn, a ghost puts his dick in your mouth. Juan is very tired. He's always yawning, and I know now why he does that. So anyway,
They must be baby dick ghosts because I can't feel anything.
anyway, Juan, thanks. So
wait, did you say it must be a baby dick ghost? Does that mean that's the ghost
It's
of
just-
a baby's dick? What are you talking about,
no,
Juan?
he means a really small asshole ghost that goes into his mouth to talk shit.
Oh. No.
Why that Casper
but not
is
to get
not
off
so
topic,
friendly.
but Casper
Too
the
late.
Friendly Ghost, that cartoon, was that for kids?
Richie-
because
Ri-
that's
Richie
fucking
Rich's ghost.
terrifying. It's
Oh yeah, I mean it's about a dead
You know,
kid.
Dennis is hired.
Ghost.
He actually takes it off topic into a funner, more
No,
upbeat topic,
no.
like children
Well,
death.
the other thing is that he knew
That
he was
is
going to
fun.
take it off topic. But anyway, it's Wantober. We talk about spooky topics anyway. It doesn't matter. So,
Really, what fucking spooky topic have we talked about?
well, clearly you and your obsession with baby dick ghost. Also, the one on the Desmond Dutch up and where you gas people and leave them at their apartments. But whatever.
I'm gonna sang sue woo your
What?
bitches.
what
Okay,
are you
so-
talking about?
Galaxy Note.
Samsung.
We were talking about Sang-woo and how he
Yes.
plays the game, and he is a mental mastermind. And
Yes.
you like him at first because Ji-hoon kind of vouches for him, and then you kind of realize that he's not part. Like they kind of do a coalition. They're kind of like let's team up together between Ji-hoon and Sang-woo and Il-nam and Ollie and
Until episode 6.
then it gets kind of gnarly. But yeah, they all kind of. But then you realize like, well, wait a second, Sang-woo is he's out on his own here a little bit, and there's little hints there. But so you kind of like you root for him, but then you kind of hate him because he's kind of turning on the group a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes some very despicable choices.
Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
well. So by episode 6, is that the marble episode, right?
Yes.
That's my favorite. I love that episode
Yes.
because there's so much drama and there's so much suspense, and the way that they wrote that the episode out. So each of the scenes, they all kind of pair up. Like they go, all right, pick a partner, and there's this whole like mishigas about them picking. Well, do I need to get a strong partner, or like maybe it's a boy girl thing, or 2 men or 2 girls, like because they don't know what the game is yet. And then they realize the game is they think it's going to be the 2 partners against the other partners in the game, and it turns out no, you just picked your partner because one of you is going to die. You're fighting each other. You're playing marbles against each other. So it's Ji-hoon and Il-nam. And that's a whole thing. Sang-woo and Ollie, that's a whole crazy thing. I think the least kind of like story that I was dreading to see kind of like play out was Sae-byuk and Yumi, which is that she was that girl that was
Yeah, she's the other like nonchalant.
she's like nonchalant. She didn't care. She's like whatever. I'm Gen Z. What do I care? I don't care if I die or live or whatever. She had a nose ring, so I figured she was
Gen Z. That's how
Gen
is
Z
that how they
down
do
to
it?
down to party. Whatever.
They're defined by that nose ring.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, Juan. I mean, we can talk about episode 6.
Oh.
That seems to be where. Yeah, but Dennis is right. Like the drama of the last like 4 games leading up to the Marvel episode, like they're all crazy. Like this honeycomb licking thing, which I didn't realize was a game that kids played. Like what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I mean, aside from the Marvel game, I really really love the tug of war episode because I think it
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
again this is the episode where my wife was like, no, there's something up. There's something seriously up with that old man. Because like he's like, oh, when I was a young boy, and I don't know. Did you guys watch it dubbed or sub? Dubbed, sub, who?
Subbed.
Oh, man,
I watched it dubbed because I had to, blow through all the episodes quick for this podcast. because that's the type of commitment that I have for
Amen,
somebody
brother.
else's
I
podcast.
feel you, yeah.
Dennis, you got a
I feel you, brother.
really strong resume. Do you do any other podcasts? Is that a
I do. I can talk about it later. I don't want to get off too far off topic.
That's
but,
very
you know,
interesting. We're looking for a fourth host, maybe to take on to get rid of. Anyway,
I describe myself as the Josh Parker of your podcast.
Yeah, but Josh is funny.
In the first,
Josh is really funny though.
Yeah, he's very funny. So, but anyway, but yes, the tug of war. It was so suspenseful, and it was so well done. And I personally was like, holy shit! Like, what are they gonna do? And I never knew there was an actual strategy to tug of war. So like, Juan, I challenge you to tug of war to see if the strategy works. Because
well, Sean, where would you put yourself? Would you put yourself in the front or the back?
And oh my god.
Back.
I would probably put myself in the back, thinking I would be able to hold out, like because
you would die last if you lost. No, but you wouldn't die last. You would fall first.
No,
think about that. If they pulled you, so I would not want to be up in the front. Inherently, my instincts would say, don't be up in the front. Be up in the back because you'll die last. But remember, when the other team pulls you guys off the bridge, pulls a losing team off the bridge, the person that was at the front of the rope is now dangling the highest. The person at the bottom of the rope is the one that's going to hit the ground first, and everybody else is going to land on top of them. That's a bad way to go.
Well, I mean, either way, they're either going to shoot you in the head or harvest your organs.
Yeah. So, I mean,
the B story, the harvesting of the organs B story, I forgot about that. There's so much complexity to this show.
If we're talking about just the main stories that are these games and the drama that comes along with them, but there's infighting amongst groups. I mean, the face dragon guy, is that what we're calling him?
The PlayStation button face guys.
Yes, the PlayStation button face guys. Yes, those guys. There's another sub story about a cop who's like onto this whole fucking thing. Like it's there's a whole lot of other shit going on. But
he lost his brother. It was Junho. He lost his brother, and he thinks that his brother got caught up in the Squid Game. So he goes to the Squid Game island.
Yeah. Did you just call Sean a hoe?
Sean ho?
I mean, I think he just called me a malignant, if I'm being honest. But anyway,
hey now.
There's a lot of different layers to this show. So if you haven't seen this show, it's a great fun watch. And if you really liked Lost, like, and all the excitement that all the little clues and stuff left, like that's what Squid Game is. It's like great TV drama, but you can binge watch it all in fucking 2 days because you're committed to the show.
No, you can't.
Well, you're not committed to the show, and therefore you can't do it in 2 days. But anyway, and so they play tug of war, and that is super intense. And I didn't think I could ever like care about a game of tug of war as much as I cared about this. And then they have a brawl inside of the dormitories.
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
They have a fucking brawl.
Yeah.
Yes, they purposely gave them less food.
Yes, so
it would incite a fight.
Yes, and this is again where my wife, the detective, she's like, see, there's something going on here, and they gave them less food. It would incite a fight, and it turned the tables because then there was no more comfort in like, I'll just wake up and play the game the next day. It's like, well, now that I know that A, the people that get eliminated put more money inside the bank. B, if I got a little team going on, I can just fucking hold out and kill as many people as I want. So it kind of creates a whole different level of stress because now people aren't sleeping. They're taking shifts. It becomes like Lord of the Flies in there for a bit until Ilnam, player number one goes, please stop this. And it just fucking stops. And it just stops. They go in, the PlayStation face guys go in there and they do the AB up, down, left, right, start and give everyone infinite lives, some shit like that. The players that are dead are taken out. The fucking piggy bank fills up with more money, and they get ready for the next round of games. But then, so the when they get ready to play the marble game, they ask them to pair off, and so they're looking for, like you said, who's the strongest, who's going to be the best. Well, don't recruit any women, whatever the case may be, and the one person who's withdrawn from all this is the old guy, the old man. He's like, he even rejects like people's offers and stuff like that. And the red hair guy, the main guy, Gi-hoon, he's like, hey, old man, you're my boy, Blue.
Right.
I'm
he
sure
feels
you're gonna
bad
be
for
on
him.
my
He feels
team.
bad
Yeah.
for him.
He's like, yeah, you're going to be on my team. And meanwhile, MIT guy teams up with Abdul
Ali.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, he teams up with Ali, and that's where you had a sinking suspicion about the MIT guy. You kind of felt like he was on his own team for a little bit, but he was playing for the greater good. And this is where you find out that no, he's a despicable motherfucker.
Well, you know what? At that point, I still didn't think that he was going to do what he did, like, because he was so nice to Ali. He gave him, he gained his trust.
Yep.
And then when he stabbed him in the back and like he took his marbles like that.
He stole his marbles.
Yeah. It
him.
broke my heart.
Yes.
It broke my heart. Like that he was first, the guy, the Pakistani guy was so naive.
Yes. Yes. That's I felt horrible.
And
But
you're
then
rooting for him. You're rooting for him because he is so trusting and so naive.
Yeah.
And you don't think that he's not going to screw him over like this. That can't be what happens. Yes, that's what happens. That's horrible.
Yeah. And going back to the tug of war game, like the Pakistani guy was in the back because they said that they needed someone loyal. They needed a great anchor.
Right.
In the tug of war game. And then, that resonated when I was watching and I got to the marble and I was like, he's just so loyal, that he gave him his marbles willingly. And then he got screwed over and it was so heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was definitely hard to watch. I'm sorry, go ahead, Dennis.
No, I was going to say this whole thing is the writer director of the show manipulated the audience the entire way to make us feel very connected to these characters, think about them in a certain way, miss them when they're gone, really hurt when they die. Like it's crazy how well thought out this whole thing was.
Yeah, it's like a twisted Pixar movie, Like they get you with all these characters and they make you care about them and then they make you cry.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Dennis, I agree. I think this is very, very well written. And the person who put the director, and I looked to see if he had done anything else that might have been translated, like the bastardized like American version, and I couldn't find anything else other than Squid Game. And I don't even think this director takes all the credit for writing Squid Game because I think he came in at another point.
Oh,
in the story.
Hey, did you guys hear that the untranslated version of the show is so much better because when they translated it lost so much in translation about the characters?
I don't know. I've heard something like that, but I mean that's with all like foreign movies. Some things just don't translate exactly in English.
Yeah. I did hear that one, but again, like I hear that about anything that you watch subbed versus dubbed, like, right? I mean, if you don't speak the language, there's always going to be some missing link. But I mean, overall, it's still great. It was still great.
Yeah, but even if they do it subtitled, they'll probably do a similar editing because it doesn't translate well.
Well, they also have to match the words to kind of like fit the mouth movement. Like an anime, they have to do that with voiceover work. So they have to choose words that'll like fit within their mouth movements. So
yeah, it happens. It's just, I didn't enjoy this any less not knowing that I didn't speak any Korean. I will tell you that right now. It was still great for me.
Yeah.
And it would have been great for you if you'd watched it.
I'm waiting for the sequel.
So.
You mean season 2?
Yeah. Which you season also 2. Will not watch.
I will watch it.
Sure.
Along with What If and Loki and Wanda.
Yeah, all the other things. Yeah, you're so fucking jazzed over Howard the Duck and fucking Marvel Zombies, and I told you exactly where to fucking go, and you didn't go there. So hey,
I haven't had time. Fuck
yeah. So yeah, then you get into the fifth game, which this is where like people start to show some of their true colors, like their true colors. Some people that you were like their background ancillary characters. But the fifth game is where they have to jump on tempered glass or glass versus tempered glass to find out which is the correct path. The tempered glass is able to withhold the weight of like about 2 people, while regular glass will shatter immediately. And so of course the dragon face guy, he's being a dickhead on this whole thing.
Yes.
And it gets to the point in this where there's maybe like 8 of them left, I want to say. And the dragon face dickhead guy is one of them. And so he holds up the line and he's like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going to just use you as fodder to find out which ones are next.
He throws people onto the glass to see if it'll break.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like the most asshole thing you can do in this situation.
Yeah.
So,
I was actually talking to somebody about that particular game, and I said, if you were in that situation, they give you like a 16-minute time limit, and there are people that were just holding it up, and they were taking a long time. And if you're in the back and you don't make it within the time limit, you're going to die. Yep. And I asked this person, I was like, would you be the person that would push someone into the glass to see if it would break? They said yes. They said yeah. They said yes.
That's insane. Well,
I know. But then I asked them, would you also be the person that would go in front of them to make the choice to see which one would break, And they said no.
Well, I mean, that makes sense to me. Like I won't go, but I'll throw you ahead to see if it's gonna go.
To be honest, if this were me, this is the game where I'd die. I'd be dead.
I think I would have died back in red light, green light, because I wouldn't have moved. I would have been too afraid that I was going to get shot no matter what.
Laid on the ground and pulled a dead body over top of you and hid there.
Yeah, I probably would have died in red light, green light. Juan, when do you think you would have died?
Red light, green light.
All right, thanks, man.
No, I definitely think I would have, because I don't think I would have known how to react. I think I would have just stayed to the ground and forgotten that there's a time limit and then gotten shot.
If it wasn't for me, if it wasn't red light, green light, it would definitely be the marble game, because if I had picked, like, there's a fucking guy who picked his wife as his partner.
Oh.
And
God.
Yeah, and it was just like, and then he fucking hung himself the next day.
That pisses me off. That pisses me off, because at some point when they were playing this game, they had to make a choice. Like either one of them had to die, and then she chose to die, and then this guy just kills himself out of grief. Instead of like honoring her death and trying to win the money.
Jay, what if he thought they were kidding? What if he was like, oh no, this bitch ain't about to beat me. Fuck that. And he went.
That's really competitive. It's a really competitive dude.
Maybe he thought that he was like, oh, they're just playing. They ain't gonna kill nobody.
If his wife had been as suspicious as your wife, I think.
Yeah, she. Oh God, man. So then, and before I move on to the stupid glass paint thing. So when Gi-hoon and Ilnam play, and he loses to him, my wife is like, that's on purpose, and he's not gonna die. And I go, he's gonna die. Everyone else is this at the same time. Everyone else is fucking getting blasted at the same time. And so, and then they pan away from him as it's supposed to happen, and I go, holy fuck, she was right.
Yeah.
Your wife needs to ease up on some of the true crime dramas. Yeah. She's getting way too suspicious.
She probably does. But also, if I disappear, you know that she did it. I just want to know that. But yeah, so then you get to in the tempered glass game. You have to choose if you're going to go first or go last or somewhere in the middle. And so it's 1 out of 16. And so Gi-hoon, he gets the choice of either the first 4 or the last 4, because the middle goes instantly. And right. There's also this audience of like people who are betting on them.
Yes. Oh, we didn't get, so that's part of the B story. So there are what they call the VIPs that like
the horse race.
Yeah. They're kind of treating the Squid Game contestants as like their horses. I bet on number 69 and he hung himself or whatever. Like, so it's these really rich white businessmen. And by the way, when are old rich white guys going to get a fair shake in media? Because they really painted them as the bad guys here. I don't get it.
Yeah, that was a terrible depiction of Americans.
Well, I mean, they went to a secret club where they have to wear a mask and they bet on human life. I feel like,
I don't know. It just seems like it's a stereotype.
It's like that island.
What island?
Never mind.
You know, that rich white guy island.
That sounds like a game show that we could all enjoy watching. Fat rich white guy island.
Epstein Island.
The Epstein Island.
Oh, the Epstein. Well, I think that kind of is what that was about, because one of the dudes. So we'd said that the policeman Jun-ho was he infiltrated the island, and he kind of got to the point where he kept like disguising himself as like different PlayStation face guys, and then finally got to the VIP room where he was like a server, like a waiter or something like that.
Yeah.
And one of the with a mask on. Yeah. And one of the VIPs, one of the gross guys, like was pressuring him to have like sex with them. It was really creepy, really gross.
It was a Juan Ledesma level, like, you know, gas chamber creepy.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, that cop really solid snaked the shit out of that.
Well, yeah,
no.
Jay, thank you for bringing it up, because like he infiltrated this organization who was so well organized. Like they could pick people up, they can invite people on this fucking subway, and yet like some cop who I assume is like a beat cop was just like, hey, I'm gonna take this ticket and just figure out what the fuck is going on. And like, yeah, he became fucking Solid Snake. Like I was waiting, he just needed to ring his ear and go, hey, Otacon, there's a whole lot of shit over here you need to see.
Someone to fix his codec. It wasn't working.
But it's fucking nuts. So at the end of this tempered glass game, there are 3 players left, and they're standing right next to the remaining glass, and it explodes.
Like the finale of the game.
Yeah.
All the glass blows up.
Yeah. And so the 3 players that are left are MIT student
Sang-woo.
Se-byok,
who was the North Korean refugee.
The pickpocket, and the red-haired guy, Gi-hoon. Yeah, those are the 3 that are left. However, they don't know that the pickpocket is very, very injured. You know, very injured. And so they go.
She gets hit with one of the pieces of the flying glass, right? Yeah.
Now, you know, it's so. Let me ask you guys: do you think that it was right that they let her just kind of walk around injured like that, or you think they didn't know?
I don't think they knew.
Do you think they would have? Do you think they would have fixed her up if?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I argue with my wife about this. That if she had said, "Hey, I'm injured, like help me out," I think they would have hooked her up, because.
Like one of the PlayStation guys would come out with a whistle and go, all right, hey, time out.
Yeah, time
Flag
out.
on the play.
Yeah, we're going to go like give her some stitches and put her, like she'd be put right back out there. But I think the reason why I think that is because they would have put them on an even playing field. Like because before the marble thing, they had to pick pairs. There's one person left, and they moved over to the next round without any injury, without any hubbub. And the guy even made a whole point when they found out, again, like B storyline where the doctor was getting advance notice of the games.
Oh, that's a whole other thing we didn't talk about.
I know. But I'm just saying.
So many layers.
I know. There's an onion here. Hey, Shrek. Hey, Juan. Hey, thanks for looking. Yeah, there's like.
Yeah, what's up?
There's a lot of layers to this game. And so I think they would have fixed her up and said, hey, give us like an hour.
Right. But here's the thing. Out of the last 3 remaining players, Se-byok was the one who was definitely not going to no-sell any sort of like injury, right? And she didn't tell anybody. So that they never knew. They were never going to know it. So it's sort of like it was written that way. If anybody's going to get like hurt and gravely injured, if it's got to be her, because she's going to like be quiet about it and not say anything to anybody. And she didn't.
Yeah, that's true. I know.
But
anyway. So then, they hook these motherfuckers up. They get like a nice tuxedo. They get this like bitchin' ass steak dinner, and then like the girl doesn't touch her fucking food, but
no, because she's bleeding out, man. Yeah. She's not that hungry right now.
Like this, but then like they take the plates away and they leave their steak knives.
Yes,
they leave their steak knives.
It's a mind fuck.
Yeah, and I just go fuck. It's another one of those things where it's like the game's not over, bitch. I fed you because you made it this far, but the game's not over. Now, the other question I asked my wife when we were watching this is like this table was a triangle. Now, obviously, when you write this, you got to think about that. Do you think that it was always destined for 3 people to make it to the end, or do you think that they made us that they had like a square table ready, an octagon table ready? Like,
I think it was destined.
They either had a square table, a round table, or a triangle table because those are the only shapes these people understand.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
Oh, and the umbrella.
And the umbrella.
Well, yeah, there was that too. There were no umbrella-faced guys that showed up with their red jumpsuits. I wonder what they did.
That must be for season 2. And then, they get left alone overnight again. And Gi-hoon is talking to the pickpockets, says Sae-byuk, and she's kind of like telling him, hey, man, I'm not doing so hot. And you're going to have to carry on my burden of like freeing my little brother out of this orphanage. And before he can promise that he's going to do that, MIT student falls asleep.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's time to kill that motherfucker. And so he runs over there to kill him. But it turns out that like nobody's supposed to die in this part of the game yet. So the PlayStation guys come in there and they start fucking shit up. Or specifically, they stop him from killing MIT student. And
wait, is that what happens?
That was after he had slit her throat.
Oh shit! No, you're right.
So just to go back. So at this point, Gi-hoon kind of has seen the jerk that Sang-woo has become from the glass game, right? He's like, this guy's kind of a dick and he's out to get us. He doesn't care about the team or whatever. So Gi-hoon's talking to Sae-byuk, and she starts to like turf out because she's losing a lot of blood. So he gets up and starts banging on the door saying, hey, come help us.
Yes.
Sang-woo is asleep. He was going to kill him, but he looks over at her like, oh, she's fucking dying. So fuck killing that guy. I'm not going to kill him. It's not worth it. I'm going to try to help her out. He bangs on the door to get the PlayStation faces in there to help her out. He bangs on the door enough. They come in thinking, okay, great. They're here with like medical equipment. No, they're here with a fucking coffin, because what he didn't realize was as he was banging on the door, homeboy fucking knifed her in the neck.
Yeah, MIT student.
Yes.
He calculated that shit was like, she's already done, bro.
Dude, I don't think he fell asleep. I think he did that to throw him off.
You really?
So many layers here.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like he heard him banging on the door. He woke up and was like, fuck that bitch.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
So if Gi-hoon hadn't done that, she might still be alive today.
She would have bled out overnight. I don't think she would have made it.
Maybe
to the
you're
next
right.
game.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think she would have made it to the next game. I think, like you said, she was destined to like, it was always going to be those two, because at the beginning of the show, you're privy to kids playing Squid Game, and it turns out that it is MIT student and red hair guy as kids playing Squid Game.
Yeah.
So fast forward now they're in the final showdown, the final countdown. It is Gi-hoon and Sang-woo, and they're in the Squid Game, and they get a flip triangle or square for either heads or tails, and Gi-hoon wins the flip, and they have to choose offense or defense. Which offense means that you have to keep the guy inside the box, and defense means that you have to get outside of the box.
Right.
Well, you know that coin flip. He chose triangle because that was the same shape that Sang-woo chose in the honeycomb game, and he knew that they were going to play the honeycomb game, and he didn't tell him.
Yeah.
Even though Gi-hoon picked umbrella, which was the hardest one to cut out.
And he didn't try to change his mind. He's like, it's one less player.
Yeah, that's right. He goes, hey man, I see those shapes out there. We should probably go. No. We should even ourselves out. We don't want to put ourselves all in one place. Go to that umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then he's pissed off. He's giving him the monologue of a lifetime. He's like, you dirty rat, you killed my brother. And
I love that part.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Can you do that again?
No. I'll do it again if you can tell me where it's from. All right. And so they
James Cagney, Angels with Dirty Faces, I believe.
No, I wouldn't know that. I would know it from
that's too sophisticated for Sean.
Dennis, I know it from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What's that?
Michelangelo.
I don't know what that is.
Really? That's okay.
Yeah, I know what it is. Come on.
Sure. These turtles get some mutagen put on them, and then there's a rat that teaches them kung fu. It's pretty fucking crazy.
Off topic.
Is that part of the Squid Game?
It is. It's part of season 2. It's part of season 2. TGRI, who after doing their great lineup on Friday nights, they make a factory where they make this mutagen. Anyway, so they get to the end of this. They get to the Squid Game, and red-haired guy Sang-woo, Gi-hung, he is pissed. He's pissed because he feels like his childhood buddy, MIT student, was basically a ruthless asshole for no other reason, and he's like, he doesn't fucking stand. He's just like, you know what,
right.
Fuck you, dick. This is over. I'm gonna kill you when this is all said, and I'm gonna do it. And so he fucking goes ape shit on him.
Yeah.
You know, he's playing by all. He's throwing dirt in the eye. He's like kicking people on the balls. He's like biting ankles. He's doing everything you would.
He goes all out. You don't see this type of ruthless aggression from him leading up to this point, but he's at his breaking point. He, once again, just like Sang-woo has that character shift over the course of the 9 episodes. Mm-hmm. So does Gi-hung. It's just really cool.
If you're anime fans, this is the equivalent of when Frieza killed Krillin and Goku went Super Saiyan. This is exactly what this is.
Are those Ninja Turtles as well? I don't know.
Can someone translate that to English?
For the one other person who listens to this podcast,
Dragon Ball Z.
Know. So
Dragon Ball D's?
Yeah.
Is that what you just said?
Dragon Ball both of these. Dragon Ball both of these. There it is. All right. And for a moment, MIT student gets the upper hand, and he's gonna stab him directly in the chest. But Gi-hung, he takes that knife in the hand like a goddamn man.
Yeah,
it was fucking badass.
Through his hand.
Like through it. I was like, holy fucking shit! It was great. And he turns the tables. He stands over him. He's just about to kill him, and he does that thing where puts the knife right down next to him and says no, because if we keep doing this, it's just going to keep happening. And then Juan, the one thing you know about the show is that some of their deaths were foretold. MIT guy takes a knife and kills himself. Because I don't know if you remember this, Juan. Before he was going to re-enter the Squid Game, he was going to commit suicide. Yeah. So
yes, I remember very well.
Again, layers. It came full circle. So
crazy.
So now Gi-hung, he's won. The Squid Game is over. He's won all the money. They gas him. They gas him and put him back in the limo with the host. And he's
the front man, yes.
The front man. He's like, but why? He's like, why the fuck are you doing this? And he's like, because you guys are like horses. The other, he's like, it's just more, more interesting.
We like to bet on horses. You are the horses.
Yeah. So, he puts him back, puts him back in his life, and he's fucking miserable. He has like basically $1 billion. He's Jeff Bezos now, and he has all this money, and he's just like, if he feels guilty, he has like survivor's guilt. And he's just like, his life has zero meaning. He goes back.
So why did he want to win all that money?
Yeah. He goes back, and his mom, who goes back to the apartment, says, hey mom, we can, you don't have to work anymore. And we
can glue your feet together for your diabetes. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you not say glue?
I said she will lose her feet, dum-dum. I did not say that she was
enunciate.
Wait.
Enunciate, motherfucker.
Coming from you, okay.
He did enunciate. It's however your Zoom connection just sucks.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
So anyway, yes.
I think that ghost put his dick in his ears.
Fuck you.
It was a tiny dick ghost. He put it in the ear.
Fuck you.
I do have small ear holes.
They're petite.
Yeah, they're petite.
So anyway, yes, he goes back to find his mom, and she's dead. She's passed. She's gone. Yep. Moved on.
She dead.
Yeah. So the whole reason he joined the Squid Game, I mean, aside from another layer of this, is that his daughter is with his stepdad.
Ex-wife, and stepdad. Like, they're gonna move to America, and he's never gonna see her again.
Yeah. So like he like his whole purpose for going through all of this is gone. So he is just kind of like in like this downward spiral where he won't touch any of this money. He does what he says he's going to do, at least for one of them that I can remember, which is Sang-woo,
yeah,
MIT's mom. he's like, hey man, take care of her. That's all she ever wanted was like a fucking fancy ass store. Can you help her out? And he drops off the pickpocket's little brother with literally a briefcase full of money. Full of money is like, here you go, take care of him.
Well, that was kind of a convenient thing, right? So like, I'm Sang-woo's mom and Sae-byok's brother. Why don't we just stick them together and I'll give them a bunch of money and they can live together happily ever after?
You know, it was very well written, Dennis. So it all can't be great. Okay,
that's true. That's true.
Jeez, yeah,
splitting hairs.
Yeah, and then he does the thing that happens sometimes where you go to the salon, you're just like, you know what, make me somebody, and he just points at a picture on the wall and he gets new hair like Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, he's like, make me look like that BTS guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets red hair. And he's getting ready to just start his life over. Get on a plane, go to America, be with his daughter, and kind of like put the whole thing behind him. But then on the way there, he finds the guys playing Pog and getting slapped in the face.
Yeah.
And he's like,
he's on his way to the airport and he has to go through the train station.
Mm-hmm.
And on the platform, same thing he went through.
And he's just like, no, man. Fuck that. Don't. She tries to stop him. Tries to stop the guy, but the guy gets back on. In fact, the guy recognizes him. He's like, hey, I recognize this guy.
I know.
Hey.
Even though you have red hair, you're that guy that I slapped a bunch of times last year.
Hey, good for you for making it, buddy.
Out of all 456 people that I slapped, I remember you.
You were the special one.
Yeah, he recognized it.
You had that twinkle in your eye.
Yeah, he tries to, and then he's going to get on the plane, and there's something there that stops him. He calls a number, and they're like, hey, 456, just take your money and run, bro. Like, don't got to worry about us anymore. He's like, no, and he goes Liam Neeson on them.
Yep.
He's like, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want, but I will find you and I will kill you with this money you gave me. And
Cut to black. And that's the end of the series.
That's essentially how it ends. And there's a lot more layers to it that, again, Dennis, we didn't even cover.
Dude.
In the middle of his depression before the end, kind of figuring out what he's going to do with his money. He talks to the old man. He finds the old man. Yeah.
The old man doesn't die.
Yeah.
Your wife was right. He lived.
It's true. And so, and there's a whole nother layer there with that. And so this show, I think it deserves, you can watch the show, I want to say over and over again and still get something out of it.
Yeah.
And every viewing, it was a really good watch. And I thank you, Jay, for pushing me to watch it. Because I think, and I don't know if I told you this, Dennis, but within like a 24-hour period, like multiple people had asked me if I was watching the Squid Game. One of them had explained it very poorly. And and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then Jay texted me, hey, are you watching Squid Games? And then Juan's wife was like, hey, when are you guys going to review the Squid Game? So Juan, whose I think wife is more dedicated to the show than he is.
Well, she's seen at least one episode where Juan has seen 0 episodes.
No, she finished the fucking series.
Oh, okay, so she's seen 9 episodes where you've seen none episodes. For Christ's sake.
No. I saw the series.
You saw the whole thing?
Yes, I did.
Well, then why didn't you say fuck all for this entire podcast?
Because you guys have been jerks to me since the very beginning.
God.
I didn't. Is this like Ligma's like stage 5 or whatever? Like where you just get in your feelings?
Yes. Where it's turned terminal, and I've decided not to take both of these.
God damn, dude.
He didn't take both of these. He takes the
Wait
whole
a second. Wait, you have stage 5 ligma?
Yes.
Well, you know what you got to take for that is Updog.
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
What?
I thought
I'm going with a holistic medicine now.
Oh, you're not going to do chemo?
No.
What is that joke on Weekend Update where they go, laughter is the best medicine. Unless you have cancer, then you should really do chemo.
God damn. Juan, you know what? You're someone who really enjoyed Lost, right? You enjoyed Lost?
Yes, I love Lost until the very end.
Yeah. If you like Lost, you'll love this show. Again, like Dennis said, it has lots of layers and there's lots of things that we didn't even touch on. We touched on literally the broadest part of this show. There's so many little nuances and things going on here that, I mean, I wouldn't even call this is just spoilers for the main shit. This isn't really spoilers. There's so much stuff in there. Anyway, Juan, you've been fucking everybody off since we started. So clear that means you're done. which means that we can get to the part of the show where we talk about the gauntlet.
Fuck you, Jay.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
Yes.
Why fuck Jay?
Because we're going into the gauntlet, and I already know the outcome.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he already knows the outcome. It's anyway.
Juan Ledesma, you're a true showman, my friend.
You know, Dennis, you are not the first person to say that.
Way to suspend disbelief. Fuck you, Jay. Fuck you. I already know what's going to happen.
Wait, who else has talked shit?
Look, every time we get to this part of the show, and I try to lead it up to that, you do everything you can to take the wind out of the fucking sails. So yes, Juan, you're right. Jay lost.
Fuck you.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know. He was doing very well for a number of weeks, and now he's not doing well at all because all of his quotes are out.
So does this mean we bring Julio back
So
to give him the fucking prize?
we can.
We can. If Julio wins, can the prize be a goddamn microphone? Can somebody please buy him a microphone?
You know, well, we can, but I don't know if he's going to use it.
Right.
Well, he's got the Dixie cup and a USB cable connected to his computer.
I mean, I think it's his signature sound now, if I'm being honest. If you remember last week, Jay's last and final quote inside the gauntlet was this from Galaxy Quest.
By Grabthar's hammer, by the sons of Warvan, you shall be avenged.
Wait, what movie did Snape say that in?
But I actually looked it up, Juan, and Snape actually says that in Harry Potter and the Ligma. Anyway, before we get further off track, Julio submitted the quote from Taken, the famous diatribe from Liam Neeson, which we're all going to sit through all 45 minutes of right now. And go.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Jesus Christ. When you guys play this again, I'm going to submit The Godfather Part 2 as my quote. Just the entire movie.
Thanks, man.
If Julio can do that long ass scene, I should be able to do The Godfather Part 2.
It's like fucking Jay is talking in through Dennis's body.
Excuse me?
That sounds fun. What? Ooh.
So yes, Julio submitted Taken, and it's won. Now we're all three of us are out of quotes. I'm out of quotes. Juan's been out of quotes for a number of weeks now, and Jay's out of quotes. So that means that Julio, he won. Congratulations, Jay. Through sheer wins, although you lost this battle in the gauntlet, you're number one. You're the champion. You win. Julio, because he beat everybody else's default, he's number 2. Juan, you can be number 4, and I will be number 3 because you get to be last. How does that make you feel, Juan?
I'm fine. I'm used to being treated like
the person who got the appropriate spot in the gauntlet because they lost first. Yeah, I know. You should be used to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that said, Juan, you've given us a lot of fuck yous this evening. Does that mean that you are done?
Sean, before we leave, we should plug Dennis's podcast, Inside the Idiot Box, which I have listened to all of the episodes, and I think they're all fantastic. It stars Dennis Satterfield, Scott Berkland, Josh Parker, and Jeff Griffith, and they wax about old bad TV shows.
Yeah, it's usually so. The whole idea behind it was to talk about old TV shows that we thought were probably better than they really were, like when we watched them the first time, or So the idea is right now TV is really good. Take Squid Games for example, very very good. But back in the old days, we thought TV was good. It's not. So watching the shows again and just sort of talking about it. We sound like snarky Gen X dicks, but really we're not really making fun of the shows, but really making fun of ourselves for liking those shows back in the day.
All right.
It's fantastic. I love it. When you guys mentioned Liberace Tomahawk, I was dying.
Yeah, it was the Punky Brewster episode.
Yeah.
Yes, Dennis's show Inside the Idiot Box is great.
Yeah.
It is
Well, hey, we got
fantastic.
season 2 coming up. So but the last time I was on, we were just about to premiere the first season. That's how long it's been since I've been on your show. But
No, I think you had already done 1 or 2 episodes because you ran the penalty box on the show and put me in it.
hey, man, I don't know what happened yesterday, let alone what happened earlier this year. So,
Oh no, but you have a good fucking memory to remember fucking names of the Squid Games.
well, it's because I actually watched the show. Inside the Idiot Box season 2 is coming November 5th. November 5th, we're back for more fun, old crappy TV shows that we used to love, now not so much. And then to kick it off, actually, we've got a Halloween special that's going to be airing on Halloween. Our friend Patrick Hamilton, who does the Kill by Kill podcast, where he goes over like all kinds of different horror films and talks about the characters who get murdered kill by kill. It's a really great show. He joins us for this Halloween special where we're going to be doing the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew Mysteries in an episode where they meet Dracula, and it's really bad. It's really bad. So please listen to it. Listen to us talk about this really bad show. But that'll be on Halloween, and then the first episode of season 2 will be dropping on Friday, November 5th. Thank you for the kind words, Jay. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's a great show.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah. In full disclosure, I haven't seen half of the shows, but they do such a great job explaining it that I feel like I was right there with them.
Well, so that's the thing is that this season we're going to be doing the shows we pick are going to be a little bit different. Like we used to just sort of pick whatever, and I'd pick one a week, and then Jeff would pick 1 week, and then Scott, and then Josh. What we're doing now is we're kind of playing like a game show. Like we put a bunch of old TV shows into a randomizer, and we slap the button, and whatever comes up, we got to watch. And to kind of put a penalty on it, because sometimes when you play a game, if you land on the wrong square, you're
going to shoot him in the face.
No, it's not like the Squid
damn.
Game, for God's sake. But there's got to be some sort of penalty. So what we did was we had Sean pick 3 shows and didn't tell us what they are. So if we land on Sean's square on the board, we have to watch his show. But the thing is, he's got to watch it with us and be on the podcast if we end up picking one of his choices. So listen November 5th and see if we picked one of his.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I don't know why I get to be a penalty, but it's okay. It's okay.
Because the last time you picked Out of This World, and that was horrible.
I love that.
So
show.
you've got a great track record for shitty shows.
Yeah, man. That's true. It's true. I still enjoyed that episode. Anyway, Juan.
That's on you, dude.
Are you still with us? Are you still there? So Juan, as is tradition, your fuck yous have gotten very close together, and now it is time. Are you done?
Indubitably.
Did you just have a stroke? I'm going to text your wife to take you to the hospital right now because
I didn't know you spoke Korean.
Yeah, what character was that, Juan?
What happened?
Yuho.
Okay, before you get yourself in trouble, Juan, I'm glad that you are done. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Would you join the Squid Game? And what game do you think that you would be out in? And then, you know what? What American games do you think would make good Squid Game games? I don't know. But we want to hear about it. So, Juan, you can tell them where they can tell us about all that stuff.
Oh, now it's my turn.
Yes.
Fuck you.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank
you.
you.
Fuck you.
Since you pay...
Hey,
you know what? Fuck you. Fuck
but you know
man.
what? But seriously, Juan, fuck you.
Yeah. Fine.
Hey, Juan, just make sure you're turning on your teleprompter so that you can get through it.
Oh, okay. Don't forget to rate. Fuck you. I just got that. Don't forget to review us on iTunes. It helps us reach more fun folks like you. As always, find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at INCYCSHOW. You can also email us any comments, suggestions, voicemails, whatever the fuck you want to do that's going to annoy me at INCYCSHOW@gmail.com. That's INCYCSHOW@gmail.com. And if you have time, leave a voicemail at www.anchor.fm/INCYCSHOW. And don't forget, we have that one merch before we give it away. That one t-shirt is finally going to be given away if you don't buy it.
Wait. What? You're going to give away your t-shirt? Who's getting it?
Don't
The
know.
ghosts are giving it.
How much
to
does it
Juan.
cost? I'll buy it.
The ghost with the biggest dick.
Oh. The ghost of John Holmes.
You guys have a good night. Thank you, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Dennis, thank you, and good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Fuck you, Satterfield,
you.
Co,
Fuck you.
and
All
Kennedy.
right, good night.
Fuck
Good night,
you.
everybody.